I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Does anyone want to give a quick kind of public service announcement about what the group is and does and when you all meet, in case anybody else wants to join your illustrious group?
Our group meets every Monday and Friday at the May Courier Building from 8:30 to 9:30, and we do a variety of activities, stretching, balance, light aerobic activity.
And laugh a lot.
And
Is that AM or PM?
AM.
And then you're known,
They probably
then
dead
you're
by
known
now.
to go out for coffee. And some of you have, sweets in addition to the coffee.
Occasionally they go out for coffee and maybe have a muffin or a cookie. Only if the exercise.
I don't have.
Thank you again,
Only
folks.
if-
Thanks, Aaron. Thank you very much.
And you're welcome to stay, but it's a long meeting today, so, you want to get home before midnight.
Yeah, see you, thank you very much.
Good night.
To invite me when I'm on that side.
Absolutely. Officially going to call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. I would like to do one other item that is a little bit unique and also a recognition of a passing. Right before the holiday, one of our Plattsburgh town family members did pass away. Earl, we certainly suffered a loss. His family suffered a bigger loss. Both his family and also the fraternal members of the fire department, his brothers and sisters, did him a great honor of having a tremendous ceremony. I went and represented the town and a number of other individuals, but I would like to at this time have just a brief moment of silence and recognizing him for his service to the town. Thank you. This time, can I get a roll call, please?
Mike Cashman,
Present.
Thomas Wood,
Here.
Martin Mannix,
Here.
Hank LeBay,
Here.
Rick Collins.
All right. Mr. Coffey will be absent this evening. Resolution 1701, approved minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of December 19, 2016 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Mannix. Is there a second?
Second.
Fave. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Hank LeBay,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes. Resolution is carried. We are pulling this from the hopper from the end of last year into this. It is still labeled the resolution of 16-258 with the 2017 Justice Court contract with Clinton County Sheriff's Department, as I was trying to share before, with a slight adjustment made. So. You want me to read this one, Ricky?
I had to find it.
Okay.
I got lost. Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Justice Court has requested authorization to renew an annual contract with the Clinton County Sheriff's Department to provide court security services to the town justice court. Whereas said services are necessary due to the volume and nature of cases handled within the court system. Now therefore be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, upon approval of the town attorney and insurance carrier, does hereby authorize the supervisor to enter into a contract for services as attached. And it be further resolved that compensation to be paid at an hourly rate of $33.36 and a time and a half rate at $50.04 to be made payable from the 2017 Justice Court budget. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and the town justices.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kastner.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1702, abstract 2017 A-1-A, excuse me.
Resolved that the abstract of audit of claims number 17A-1, 2568 to 2614 for $69,276.99, and abstract 17A-1, 511 to 532 prepays in the amount of $394,700.39 be received as reviewed by the audit committee. An abstract 17A-1, 1 through 18 for $316,513.68. An abstract 17-1A, 1 through 4 prepays in the amount of $41,573.50 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert,
Second.
okay, thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kastner.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1703, supervisor retained the original of all correspondence.
Resolved that the supervisor be authorized to retain the original correspondence he receives and file photocopies with the town clerk.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix, is there a second?
Second.
Fave, any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yeah, oh, yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kastner.
Yes, resolution is carried. Resolution 1704, supervisor shall be in charge of all special districts.
Resolved that the supervisor, Michael S. Cashman, and in his absence, the deputy supervisor shall be in charge of all special districts, including water, sewer, ambulance, stormwater management districts, consolidated highway district, and lighting district pursuant to section 29 of the town law.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave, Barb Hebert, Mike Kastner.
Yes, resolution is carried. Resolution 1705, supervisor shall act as chief fiscal officer for the town of Plattsburgh.
Resolved that the supervisor, Michael S. Cashman, as the chief financial officer or fiscal officer for the year 2017, be authorized and directed to deposit idle monies into interest-bearing accounts or to purchase certificates of deposit from the town funds, including special districts and the Adirondack Bank, Key Bank of New York, TD Bank, Glens Falls National Bank and Trust Company, Champlain National Bank, NBT Bank, and/or Community Bank pursuant to Section 64, Subdivision 1 of the town law. And it be further resolved that general highway and special district fund be deposited in checking accounts with the aforementioned banks with offices located within the town of Plattsburgh for the year 2017, and any other bank that provides necessary collateral as required by the audit and control. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Excuse me, is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. LaFave, any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kastner.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1706, authorization to pay public utility service claims.
Resolved that pursuant to section 118 of the town law, the supervisor be authorized to pay claims for public utilities, electric, gas, water, sewer, fuel oil, and telephone, postage, freight, and express charges before they are audited. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, Is there a second?
Tom has to pull his weight.
Second, yeah.
All right, Wood. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1707, salaries and payday for elected appointed officials.
Resolved that pursuant to section 27 of the town law, all elected and appointed officials shall be paid bi-weekly on Wednesday beginning January 11, 2017, with the exception of the town attorneys, counselors, historian, and town justices, who will be paid on the last payroll of each month. And be further resolved that the salaries of all elected and appointed officials be fixed as indicated in the approved budget for 2017, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion? Wood. Is there a second?
Second.
LaFave. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Resolution does carry. Resolution 1708, petty cash for town officials.
Resolved that pursuant to section 64 of the town law, petty cash funds be established for the town officials for 2017 as follows. Finance manager, $100, town clerk, $200, receiver taxes, $400, town justices, $100 each, and youth service director, $60. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Eber. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes. Further we go on, the more I sound like Darth Vader. Resolution 1709, purchase procedures for goods and services. Excuse me.
Resolved that the town of Plattsburgh adopted procedures policies as indicated in the town's official policy book. Shall be the procedures to be followed by all elected and appointed officials and town employees for the year 2017. For the purchase of commodities, equipment, and/or goods, public works projects, contract Schedule B for professional services, consultants for purchase order policies, and cash disbursement procedures. And it be further resolved, the town does authorize and order that purchase order policies and cash disbursement procedures as outlined in Schedules A, B, C, and D shall become policy and procedures to be followed by the town of Plattsburgh personnel for purchase orders and cash disbursements for the year 2017. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix. Wood. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1710, investment policy.
Resolved that the attached town of Plattsburgh 2017 investment policy be and the same hereby approved effective this date, and the supervisors authorized and directed to implement the same for the town as to schedule its annual review of said policy by the town board audit committee for the purposes of reviewing and recommendations to the town board any amendments thereto. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Thank you. Eber. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. 1711, mile reimbursement for rate for 2017.
Whereas there are times when a town vehicle is not available to the staff and elected officials when performing town business requiring the use of privately owned vehicles. Now therefore be resolved that elected or appointed town officials and all town employees when performing town business and that a town vehicle is not available or when in use of a private vehicle as authorized by a department head or the town supervisor will be compensated at the most current IRS mileage rate for mileage incurred for the year 2017. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and department heads.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix Wood. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1712, naming of the official town newspaper.
Resolved that pursuant to section 64 of the town law, the Press Republican be named the official newspaper of the town of Plattsburgh.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert,
Second.
LaFave. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Did you get that, Dan?
Yeah.
We appreciate the business.
Resolution 1713.
We want a
Deputy-
headline tomorrow.
Give them the business deal.
Maybe the next day.
Resolution 1713, Deputy Supervisor appointment for 2017.
Resolved that pursuant to section 42 of the town law, that Counselor Meg E. LaFave be reappointed by the supervisor to serve at his pleasure as deputy supervisor for the town of Plattsburgh for the year 2017. And be further resolved that she take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution. And that in the absence of the supervisor, Meg LaFave be a statutory authority in the same capacity as the town supervisor currently is. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, one be placed in her personnel file, and one be sent to New York State Retirement Board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, is there any discussion?
Meg, thanks for serving as deputy supervisor last year, and thanks for your guidance and help with me in the first year.
Thanks for being here. Happy to do it.
I certainly want to add, Meg, it's been a pleasure working with you in this other capacity, beyond just your role as council member. You've taken on a number of projects that have really helped us address a number of activities and issues in last year, and I know that I can continue to lean on you as well as the rest of the council, so I do appreciate you stepping up to the ongoing challenge of this role. So,
Thanks.
anybody else? Great. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Aye.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave, Barb Hebert, Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution carries. Appointment of a dog control officer.
Resolved that pursuant to section 20 of the town law, that David Duquette be reappointed as town of Plattsburgh dog control officer. And it be further resolved that Mr. Duquette take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, a copy put in his personnel file, and a copy sent to New York State Retirement Board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix. Is there a second?
Second.
Faith. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1715, appointment of the town historian.
Resolved that pursuant to section 184 of the education law, Dick Burgowski is hereby reappointed as town historian for the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that Mr. Burgowski take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, a copy be put in his personnel file, and a copy, if required, be sent to the State Retirement Board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert. Is there a second?
Second.
LaFave. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Aye.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1716, committee appointments for 2017.
Resolved that Councilors Thomas E. Wood and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve on the Assessing Committee, Planning and Zoning Committees for the year 2017. This committee shall assist with rezoning, update zoning, matters concerning assessing. And it be further resolved that Councilors Meg E. LaFave and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to the auditing committees for 2017. This committee shall examine all vouchers presented to the town board for payment. And it be further resolved that Councilors Martin D. Mannix and Meg E. LaFave be appointed to serve as Building and Grounds Committee for the year 2017. This committee shall make reports and recommendations of all town buildings and properties, including special districts. And it be further resolved that Councilors Maggie LaFave and Martin D. Mannix be appointed to serve as the Community Service and Ambulance Committees for the year 2017. This committee shall be concerning itself with liaisons in cooperation with municipalities and ambulance service providers in matters of joint service issues that may be presented to the town board. And it be further resolved that Councilors Maggie LaFave be appointed to serve as the Finance Committee for the year 2017. And this is to report to the town supervisor and town board of its findings. And it be further resolved that Councilors Thomas E. Wood and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve on the Highway Committee for 2017. This committee to observe the conditions of all highway equipment, road signs, town highways, and is hereby to report to the Highway Superintendent of the Highways and the Town Board for the conditions and recommendations. And it be further resolved that Councilors Thomas E. Wood and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve on the Justice Court Committees for 2017. This committee shall advise the office staff and make recommendations and conditions to the town board. And it be further resolved that Councilors Martin D. Mannix and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve on the Personnel Committee for 2017. This committee shall advise the office staff and make report conditions and recommendations to the town board. And it be further resolved that Councilors Martin D. Mannix and Thomas E. Wood be appointed to serve on the Safety Committee for the year 2017. This committee shall review and report employee accidents, preside over employee safety meetings, and make recommendations and reports back to the town board. And be further resolved that Councilors Meg E. LaFave and Martin D. Mannix be appointed to serve on the Water and Wastewater Committee for the year 2017. This committee shall inspect the water and wastewater facilities and make reports of the conditions and recommendations to the Water and Wastewater Director and to the town board. And it be further resolved that Councilors Thomas E. Wood and Maggie LaFave be appointed to serve on the Youth Services and Recreation Committee for the year 2017. And this committee shall advise Youth Services and Recreation Director and make a report of conditions and recommendations back to the town board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Second.
Mannix, any discussion? I would just add that our town, this year in particular, over the last year I should say, has had a very active process of using our committees. So I just appreciate counselors being on site, communicating with our department heads. They in particular have really expressed a deep appreciation for your liaisonship in getting a better understanding and helping them to address some things. So yes, there's a lot of committees, yes, there's a lot of commitment to that, but with great responsibility comes, you know, a lot of expectations. And this is one way you folks are meeting, you know, a lot of that obligation as a council member, so thank you very much.
We have such fantastic department heads here.
We really do.
They make our job easy.
Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Lynn Caston.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1717, appointment of a fair housing officer.
Whereas the Office of Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity administers federal laws and establishes national policies to ensure that all Americans have equal access to housing of their choice. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh wishes to have an officer who will implement and enforce the Fair Housing Act. And whereas the supervisor on behalf of the town board recommends the appointment of Stephen Imhoff as the Fair Housing Officer for the town of Plattsburgh to serve at the pleasure of the supervisor and the town board. Now therefore be resolved that Steve Imhoff be assigned to oversee the fair housing regulations followed as an act primarily point of contact for all fair housing related issues. And it be further resolved that Mr. Imhoff take the oath of office within 30 days of this appointment, and that a copy of this appointment and resolution be given to the finance manager the LDC board, and a copy be placed in his personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave. Is there a second?
Second.
Wood. Any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Beaver,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Resolution does carry. Resolution 1718, election workers' compensation for 2017.
Resolved that the 2017 compensation rate paid by the town of Plattsburgh to election workers shall be as per schedule from the Clinton County Board of Elections. And it be further resolved that the finance manager receive a copy of the resolution.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Minutes.
Second.
LaFave, thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Beaver,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution is carried. Resolution 1719, fire district liaison for 2017.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Town Board is desirous to maintain effective communications with various fire district and volunteer fire departments situated within the town of Plattsburgh, and to provide each fire district and department a town board member as a liaison. Now therefore be resolved that Councilor Thomas E. Wood be appointed to serve as the town liaison with Fire District Number 3 and District 3 Fire Department. And it be further resolved that Councilor Maggie LaFave be appointed to serve as the town liaison with the Katyville Fire District and Katyville Fire Department. And it be further resolved that Councilor Barbie Hebert be appointed to serve as the town liaison with the Morrisonville Fire District and Morrisonville Fire Department. And it be further resolved that Councilor Martin D. Mannix be appointed to serve as the town liaison with the South Plattsburgh Fire District and South Plattsburgh Fire Department. And it be further resolved that Supervisor Michael S. Cashman be appointed to serve as the town liaison with the Cumberland Head Fire District and Cumberland Head Fire Department. And it is further resolved that the liaisons write a letter to each district and department advising of their appointment and offering their assistance as a town board member for the year 2017.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert. Is there any discussion? I want to add, and this comes from a conversation that Meg and I had very recently. We are working to capture all of the fire chiefs, commissioners, et cetera, for all council members. So even though you may only be liaisoning with one particular kind of entity, we want to make sure that you have all of that. The other part to it is, spoke a little bit about Art. He served as the longest serving fire chief of Cumberland Head. And, when they went to honor him, again, you saw the depth of what this group of men and women represent and do for our community. We are so fortunate to have them. That is not to take anything away from a paid firefighter, but our volunteer firefighters are absolutely remarkable. In the coming months, I hope that we can collaborate to find a way to give a deeper level of appreciation for what they do for our town. So, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Beaver,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. 1720, appointment of court clerks.
Resolved to receive and place on file a letter dated December 19, 2016 from Town Justice Pat Note and Town Justice Joyce reappointing Pamela St. John and Pamela Esposito as full-time court clerks for the Town of Plattsburgh Justices for 2017. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, one placed in each of their personnel files, one sent to the state retirement board. And it be further resolved that Ms. St. John and Ms. Esposito take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave.
Second.
Wood. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert.
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1721, Deputy Highway Superintendent appointment.
Resolved resolved to receive and place on file a letter from Highway Superintendent James Woods appointing Tim Dubray as Deputy Highway Superintendent. And it be further resolved, as in the past, Mr. Dubray shall receive a stipend for Deputy Highway Superintendent in the amount of $2,500. And it be further resolved that Mr. Dubray take the oath of the office within 30 days of this resolution, and that a certified copy of this resolution be given to the Finance Manager, Highway Department Superintendent, Clinton County Department of Personnel for their final approval and filing, and a copy be placed in Mr. Dubray's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, is there a second?
Second.
Wood. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1722, and one wage adjustment for 2017.
Whereas Aaron Pangborn has been an employee in good standings with the town of Plattsburgh since April 15, 2010. Whereas the approved 2017 town budget reflects a wage adjustment for Parks and Recreation Program Coordinator. Now therefore be resolved that the Park and Recreation Department's head request for a wage adjustment be approved and the Finance Manager be authorized to execute the wage adjustment for Aaron Pangborn in accordance with the 2017 budget. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Finance Manager, Park and Recreation Department head, and a copy be put in Ms. Pangborn's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood. Is there a second?
Second.
LaFave. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1723, drug and alcohol testing program agreement.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh desires to implement a drug and alcohol program according to the U.S. Department of Transportation Highway Administration for current and prospective employees of the town who are required to have a commercial driver's license and to operate a commercial vehicle as stated in the federal regulations as part of New York state law and town policy. Whereas industrial med testing located at 220 Tom Miller Road, Plattsburgh, New York, operates an occupational medical service to perform drug and alcohol testing service to employees and organizations. Whereas the town of Plattsburgh is desirous to contract with industrial med testing to provide such service to the employees of the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas the term of agreement shall be for 1 year commencing on January 1, 2017, and industrial med testing shall provide the services as set forth in the contract hereto attached and be made part of by referencing. Therefore, it be resolved the supervisor be approved to enter into the attached agreement with industrial med testing, and a copy of this resolution be given to the Finance Manager, designated employee representative, and also industrial med testing and cool insuring.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood.
Second.
LaFave. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1724, planning board member appointment, Tim Palmer.
Resolved, whereas Tim Palmer is willing to serve as a planning board member, therefore be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby appoint Mr. Palmer, a resident of the town of Plattsburgh, to the planning board as a regular planning board member for a term to expire December 31st, 2018. And it be further resolved that Mr. Palmer take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor send a letter of appointment and appreciation to Mr. Palmer. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the planning department head, and a certified copy also be given to Mr. Palmer.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood. Is there a second?
Second.
Minutes. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. 1725, planning board member reappointment of Ann Bradell.
Whereas Ann Bradell has been on the planning board and is willing to continue to serve as a planning board member. Therefore be resolved the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby reappoint Ms. Bradell, a resident of the town of Plattsburgh, to the planning board to a term to expire December 31st, 2023. And it be further resolved that Ms. Brandel take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor send a letter of reappointment and appreciation to Mrs. Brandel. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the planning department head. A certified copy also be given to Mrs. Brandel.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood?
Second.
LaFave, thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none?
I hope nobody mentioned that date of December 30, 2023 to Ann. She might have, grasped her chest and rebelled, but we're very fortunate that there's two very talented people who agree to serve on that planning board. And Ann's been a person, she's been on that board, probably the second longest tenured member of that board. And she continues to serve, and she really enjoys being a member of that board, and has really been a valuable member for.
Also add that she certainly has kept up with the changes as we've gone through different plans. She keeps up with the comprehensive land use plans, zoning.
Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution is carried. Resolution 1726, Regal Cinema License Application.
Whereas to comply with the town of Plattsburgh code and zoning laws, Regal Cinema has applied for a license to conduct and operate a cinema known as Regal Cinemas located in Champlain Center North in the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas the said application was applied for and received with a license fee of $500. Whereas the code department has completed their inspection and found that Regal Cinemas to be in compliance with the local town laws and New York State regulations and codes. Now therefore be resolved to receive and place on file the application for a license to conduct and operate Regal Cinemas within the town of Plattsburgh, and be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to issue said license for a period of January 1, 2017 through December 31st, 2017.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert. Is there a second?
Second.
Mannix. Is there any discussion? Seeing none? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1727, Cumberland 12, Cinema License Application.
As to comply with the town of Plattsburgh codes and zoning laws, Cumberland 12 Cinema has applied for a license to conduct and operate a cinema known as Cumberland 12 Cinemas located within the town of Plattsburgh at 18 North Bow Lane, Route 9 North, Plattsburgh. And whereas said application was applied for and received with a license fee of $500. And whereas the code department has completed their inspection and found Cumberland 12 Cinemas to be in compliance with all local laws and New York State regulations and codes. Now therefore be resolved to receive and place on file an application for a license to conduct and operate Cumberland 12 Cinemas. And it be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to issue said license for a period of January 1, 2017 through December 31st, 2017.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mannix, is there a second?
Second.
Wood. Any discussion? Seeing none? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 1728. Zoning board member reappointment of Sherman Rabideau.
Whereas Sherman Rabideau has been on the zoning board and would like to continue to serve on a zoning board member. Therefore be resolved, the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby reappoint Mr. Rabideau, a resident of the town of Plattsburgh, to the zoning board for a term to expire December 31st, 2021. And to be further resolved that Mr. Rabideau take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor send a letter of reappointment and appreciation to Mr. Rabideau. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the zoning department head, and a certified copy be given to Mr. Rabideau.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert. Is there a second?
Second.
Fave. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LeFave, Barb Heber.
Yes.
Mike Kastner.
Yes, resolution does carry. Before I entertain a motion to go into executive session while we have the public here, I anticipate us approving going into an executive session for a lengthy situation, so that's why I want to make this statement before we go in. This evening, I and several other members had the opportunity to attend the inauguration of, or swearing-in ceremony of our counterparts at the city. I continue to look forward to work with our partners at the city of Plattsburgh, including newly elected Mayor Reed. He and I actually have a meeting set for next week. I look forward to developing a strong relationship with our downtown partners in the larger greater Plattsburgh region. But I also want to give thanks and appreciation publicly for a very positive working relationship with Mayor Calmon. You know, he was certainly an individual that I very much appreciated being able to pick up the phone and work through some things. He and I did not always agree, but I think it's always good to have those colleague relationships, and I'm confident that Mayor Reed and I will have a very similar relationship. In kind, just want to let you know, again, I did pass that resolution on to outgoing Assemblywoman, thanking her for incredible years of service. And likewise, I have now met with Assemblywoman Jones a couple different times and looking forward to a very positive relationship as we continue to advocate for the region, moving ourselves forward. And I've also met with the newly, or newerly is not a word.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, well, you know, every year, isn't every year in Webster's Dictionary a new word?
And like liaisonship,
Cashmanism.
it's sort of like liaisonship.
Why not?
I've had a conversation with Simon Conroy as a member of the county legislative team, and I also have a meeting coming up with a representative from the Congresswoman's office, and hopefully with her as well. So again, as we go into 2017, we're really not trying to miss a beat by continuing to keep up good relationships with those that we have partnered with, and also reach out and bring people into the fold so we can continue to advocate for our town and work with new people. So,
Michael, before you move into the,
Yep.
the motion, I was very present at the beginning of the meeting, so I just happened to notice as we're going along, can you add my name to the list of members?
mhm.
Yeah, that's all.
Yep. At this time, I would accept.
Very demanding in your second year.
Well, I don't have an ego, I thought I was allowed.
At this time, I would accept a motion from the floor to go into an executive session. Let's make sure I get this
I'll
one.
move to go into executive session to discuss the health and work history of 5 individuals.
Thank you very much. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Fave, the time that we will go in is at 7:43. Can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Heber.
Yes.
Mike Kastner.
Yes, we'll go into executive session. Dan, do you need me for anything?